What's up, guys? Hammer here. I'm bringing you a deck profile of my DDDs. I uploaded a video showing just like a collage of just using this deck and how it can go off, and I thought I'd give you a deck profile. So here it is. First we start with two DD Magical Stronger Galilei. This is just the level 1 pendulum. Each turn during your standby phase, the pendulum scale increases by 2, and then the drawback is that it destroys every creature on your side of the field that is not a that is not a DD monster, whose level is lower than its pendulum scale. So that's a big drawback of this deck, but seeing that we don't play any monsters with levels that are not DDDs, it's just good. Its monster effect is you can discard it to target one DD card or covenant card you control and turn to their hand. This will be good. I'll explain why this will be good later. Next is the boss monster, DDD Kaiser the Conqueror. Kaiser Conqueror, when its pendulum summon, negates the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls that turn, which is really good because, like, say they have, I don't know, say they fetus chain one of your creatures, it negates the effect of fetus chain. So that means that creature can attack that turn. And its other effect is the turn that is pendulum summoned, you can target one or two spell or trap card zones in your spell trap card, spell trap cards in your spell trap card zone, destroy them, and he gets an additional attack that turn. So that means that he can attack a grand total of 3 times in one turn if you have 2 spell trap cards that you can sacrifice. And it's really good for OTKing because he has a base power of 28. So if your opponent doesn't have any monsters on their field, it is actually a OTK because that will deal 8,400 damage just by himself. So it's really good for OTKing. Next is DD Leonidas the Rebellious Lord. Leonidas the Rebellious Lord is the heart and soul of this deck. It is why this deck can really function without burning itself to death, and I will explain more about that later. It is also a pendulum monster. It does a pendulum scale of 3, so you can use this for its pendulum effect. So, yeah. Anyways, so next we run 3 DD Proud Ogre. Proud Ogre is a level 8 pendulum. This is just to complete your pendulum scale. It's the highest pendulum that you run, so really you're going to want this. You really need it to pendulum summon. So if your opponent gets this off the field before you pendulum summon, it's kind of hard. But his pendulum effect is you can pay 500 life points to target one DD monster, and that it gains 500 attack permanently. And also, if you don't have another DD card in your other pendulum zone, its pendulum scale is 5, so it can be a drawback. But all the other pendulums are DD monsters, so it's always going to be a pendulum scale of 8. So next we run 3 DD Cerberus. This is just kind of like just the generic level 4 beat stick. Its pendulum effect is you can target one DD monster, make its level become 4, and if you do, it gains 400 attack and defense permanently. So yeah, so that's just good. You can boost it up with a Proud Ogre, and yeah. Next we run 2 DD Liliths. This is definitely the worst creature in the deck. Really, if I had to choose, I wouldn't run this. You may want to run like 2 Summoner Monks maybe, but yeah. Yeah. Its effect is when it's normal summon or special summon, you can activate one of the effects. You can target a DD monster in your graveyard, add to your hand, or you can add one face-up DD pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So say your Proud Ogre is destroyed, this will allow you to get it back from the pendulum, from the extra deck to your hand, so you can reactivate it. Yeah. Now onto spells. I'm actually going to start off with this card right here because this is the search engine for the deck, the toolbox. And it says that during your main phase, you can add one DD monster from your deck to your hand, and you can only activate once per turn. And also, during each of your standby phases, you take 1,000 damage. So this is why I said Leonidas is great in this deck, because It's really its spell cards are going to burn itself 1,000 each turn. So usually, if you play this, you're usually going to get a Leonidas the first time you get it, so that when this deals you 1,000, Leonidas special summons himself from your hand, and then you gain that damage back. And while Leonidas is on the field, you do not take effect damage. So this is basically just kind of counteracting all the effect damage that would happen. It's kind of like that psychic field spell where it negates all their damage. So yeah. Okay, so other spells we have 2 Upstart Goblins. This is just to get to the spell card faster. 3 Pod Dualities gets the field spell card faster. MST. I find it a staple. Other people don't. Forbidden Lance. This is so that my Leonidas will actually stay on the field, so it won't die to like bottomless or compulse or anything like that. So I want him to stay on the field, and so that I can actually do stuff. And yeah. Next I run 2 Kaiser Colosseums. I run this because I noticed that most of the time with this deck, you sit on Leonidas for a good like 3 to 4 turns before you really go off. So with this, it helps keep your opponent. It slows your opponent down and also makes them waste an MST when they could be MSTing something else. Okay, so for the traps, we run one Bottomless, 1 Compulse. We run 3 Safe Zone. These safe zones are here because you can equip them to your opponent's creature, and then you can have DD Kaiser the Conqueror tribute them so that he can gain another attack. And when Safe Zone leaves the field, so will their monster. The monster will be sent to the graveyard. This is also just pretty good if you want to save your Leonidas from being targeted by your opponent's effects. And yeah. Next, we run the 2 tech cards that I like, 2 Chain Burst and 2 Curse of Darkness. These can work really well because Leonidas does negate the effect damage. And yeah. And then 1 Solemn Warning. Leonidas will not negate the effect damage for this because it's actually cost, not effect damage. Okay, next for the extra deck, we run 2 Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack because this deck does summon level 7s a lot. So, and then we also have 1 Big Eye. Then we have 1 Master Key Beetle because every creature in this deck is dark. 1 Ragnar Zero because Ragnar Zero. 1 Black Ship just to get rid of things that are just weird to get awkward or awkward on the field. 1/1 so that I can take creatures that I wouldn't normally be able to get over. 2 Heartland Draco. Heartland Draco is great in this deck because you can, if you have Cerberus on the field and you change like a Leonidas level 4 to summon a Lilith, you can overlay into this. And most of the time you're either going to have a Covenant of the Infernal Gate, or you're going to have a Kaiser Colosseum on the field, so this means that your opponent cannot attack this Heartland Draco. So yeah, I'm sorry, it cannot be targeted attack, so it would just be sitting there. 1 Castiel, just to use it so I can get over people. Exotonite, in case I just need to blow up the field. The Bauble Chain actually serves no purpose in this deck except for to maybe top deck a Leonidas if you really need it, or top deck like a Pendulum or stuff like that. Abyss Filler, just because there are a lot of decks that are grave effect oriented, so you really need this. Cowboy, just to go for that extra game, and then Rhapsody and Berserk. Yeah. Just in case your opponent is constantly getting cards out of the graveyard, you can banish those cards, and they just keep getting back. Next we have 3, for the side deck, we have 3 Flying Seas. This is just against really Burning Abyss. 2 Malevolent Catastrophes. I like Malevolent Catastrophe right now just to get over it. I mean, it destroys pendulums, and also what was I gonna say? Just like Burning Abyss is really back row heavy, gets over like skill drain and stuff like that. Yeah. 2 Trap Stones, just because there are a lot of traps going along this format. So Next 3 Vanities, because there are a lot of special summoning going on. And yeah, just Vanities is just Floodgate. 2 Massacre Strix for the Cliff Fort matchup. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors for the Satella matchup. And then Soul Drain for Burning Abyss and Shaddolls. So yeah, I don't really have anything here right now besides Vanity's Emptiness for Necrods, just because I don't really know. I personally don't really know what to side against them, except for maybe Diamond Dust, which isn't even TCG legal anymore yet. So at least I don't think it is. But yeah, so anyways, so let me know what you think of the deck. Leave a comment down below. Make sure to remember to like and subscribe. So yeah.